Hello and welcome to the Indicator Warehouse. In today's video, I am going to be covering some of the differences and some of the nuances of the new trade manager. Now, a strategy is very similar to an indicator. However, with a strategy, rather than having the entire chart being viewed in NinjaTrader globally, it can actually be done on an individual basis. It sounds a little complicated. I'm going to explain it a little bit. I'm going to do it visually. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you how to apply the strategy to your chart. Very simply, you're going to go ahead and you're going to bring up whatever chart you want to use. In this case, I'm using a 1-minute CL 113 chart. The next thing that I want to point out is you have got to have NinjaTrader disabled. And you can either remove it from the properties, or in this case, what I like to do is I just come up here and click on this and NinjaTrader goes away. The next thing that you have to do is, and actually let's do this with NinjaTrader. You're going to right click on the chart, you're going to come down, you see where indicators is, right below is strategies. Well, NinjaTrader is on, so strategies is grayed out. You cannot get in there. So all you've got to do, just turn off NinjaTrader, right click on the chart, you're going to go to strategies, left click on that, and then you're going to see the IW Trade Manager. You can either highlight it and add it, or I prefer to just double left click, and there you have it. Now, the creator of this product has already done a couple of videos, which I think you guys may already have at this point, so I'm not going to go over any of the parameters and any of the details with that because there's already a video for it. Now, right now I'm referencing my replay account because that's how I'm going to do the demonstration. With live data, what you're going to be able to do is you'll be able to choose whatever account you want to use, be it replay, your sim account, or your live account. Now, one thing I need to point out with a strategy is you will need to change the account here within this window. You cannot do it up on the chart. That is the one thing with NinjaTrader strategies, is that the account must be changed within the strategy itself. All right, so I've already got my trade manager in place. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click apply, and then I'm just going to close this. One of the big differences between the new trade manager and the old money management system is, one of our biggest requests was, I want to be able to trade, say in this case, the CL, and I want to be able to do it with 3 different bar types and have 3 separate positions. Well, when you're using an indicator is global. When I say global, what I mean is if I were to place an order here on the CL 113, these are all CL 113 contracts. Here's a 12-tick mean bar, here's a 1-minute bar, and then here's an 8-tick mean bar. If I went ahead and I placed a buy market order right now with just NinjaTrader, that trade is going to show up on all 3 of these charts. This is the biggest difference in the strategy as opposed to the indicator, is you're going to actually be able to make 3 different trades all on the same instrument. So let's go ahead and let's fire this thing up here real quick, and then let's do a brief demo. Now, before I get into the demonstration, let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the features here on the Trade Manager. You're going to see up here that it displays your account. In this case, it's going to be Replay 101. Like I said, we cannot change our account up here because this is a strategy, and the strategy is for each individual chart. It is not global. It is not all encompassing. We've got our quantities. We've got our buy and sell market, buy and sell ask, as well as buy and sell bid. We've got a close button. We've also got a reverse button. It will display your P&L right here. And then down here we've got our stops, so we can actually change our stops. And I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff about this particular product that has been enhanced from the old money management strategy. All right, let's just go ahead and let's get started. All right, the first thing that I want to point out is just like the old risk manager, this is going to work very, very similar. All we've got to do is set our prices. Now I've only got one target set up right now. I'll let you guys fiddle with targets and percentages and all that, but right now I just want to give you a general idea of how this thing works. So right here I'm going to place my entry here, I'm going to place my stop up here, and then I'm going to place my target here. Alright, now just like the old one,
order pending.
I've got to submit the order.
Order pending.
Alright, so I'm filled on that order right there. Alright, next, like I said, this is a strategy, not an indicator, so it's not global. My entry on this is 86.14. Now, watch this. This is really cool. Let's do our entry. I'm going to do my entry down here at 86.06. Let's put my stop here, and let's put my target down here. Once again, I've got to submit the order.
Order pending.
Notice over here, this stays the same. We didn't add anything. There's nothing added to this whatsoever. It's a separate strategy. That is the big advantage to using a strategy. Once again, I'm going to show you here, and I'm going to set my prices. And this one here, let's do my entry here at 85.97. Put my stop up here, and then my target down here. Now my orders haven't filled here yet. But hopefully you guys are getting the gist of what I'm saying here. Because it's a strategy, it's for each individual chart, and this is what's going to allow you to trade one contract with 3, 4, 5, whatever different time frames. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause this so we can take a look. Here's my entry, 86.06. Here's my first entry, 86.14. This has got to be by far one of the coolest things that we have done with the Trade Manager compared to the old money management strategy. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and continue on here. Also, here's another feature of Trade Manager that the old money management system just did not offer. So let's wait for this. I'm going to see if we can get this thing to turn around here a little bit. Right here you're going to see where it says trail indicator. Right now it's enabled. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disable it right now. Alright, by disabling it, by unchecking this box, that means now if I want, of course I really wouldn't want to, I'd want to stay with the trend and my stop, but if I want to, I can go ahead, I can buy market,
order pending,
and I can actually go against the current trend or the current stop. So remember, to sell against the stops, all you have to do is remember to uncheck the enabled button, which is right here. All right, let's go ahead and let's close this thing out. Okay, now the next thing that I want to show you, and this is another cool thing that we have enhanced the new Trade Manager with, is you're going to see there's this handy preview button up here. Now, once I click the preview button on, you're going to notice I have these little hash marks right here. What this is going to enable you to do is this. With the preview on, we can go ahead and change stops. Now, just like the old versions, we've got quite a few stops to choose from. On this one, we've actually added the chandelier stop. Let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what that looks like. So I've got the preview button on. I'm going to click chandelier, and then this tells me that I'm actually safe. If I wanted to accept it, I could. Now, when I say safe, I'm talking about it's safe in that you won't get stopped out prematurely. Let's go ahead and let's maybe take a look at a different type of stop, and then let's see if we can find something that might stop us out. All right, here's one right here, the whole moving average. It's hugging these bars pretty tight, and it looks like if we were to switch to the whole moving average, if we accepted, we would more than likely get stopped out because we can see the stop, it's somewhere in here. Maybe let's check an EMA. Perfect. We'd also be safe to sell short at this point with this one here. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to get stopped out here, but it doesn't mean that we're going to change our stop and then automatically get taken out of what might be a winning position. The primary reason that we did this is everybody was asking us, is there any way to change the stop? Say I'm in this trade for a while. Is there any way I can tighten the stop up as I go? Before, the answer was no. Right now, yes, we can actually take these stops and we can change them while we are in a trade. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a sec. All right, well, here we are. Once again, all we've got to do to set our prices is this. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to change my percentages. I want to do 50% of my trade off. You'll type in 50, you'll hit the enter button. Next, I'm going to go over here for target 2. I'm going to take 25% off there, and then I'm going to hit the enter button. And automatically my runner is set to 25%. Now all I've got to do is go ahead and place my order. All right, just like I showed you guys before, we'll set prices. We're going to go here. I'm going to set my stop up here, and then I'm just going to set some targets. All right, so it looks like we could trade a quantity of 4. 50% is going to come off here. Number 2 is going to come off right here, and then number 3 doesn't show up because, well, that's my runner. Now all I've got to do is submit my order.
Order pending.
All right, I am now filled on my order. Now, one of the things, just like the old money management system, you can still move your stops. You can also move your targets. Now, one thing that I would really strongly suggest and recommend is that every chart that you have, every chart that you're running, you should have the strategy on there. Otherwise, what's going to happen is, like this trade here is going to show up globally. Now I'm going to go ahead and disable this right now so I can stay in the trade. I got a little tight with that stop right there. So let's just kind of wait and see what happens. But you're going to notice I'm filled here. I'm in a position, but it doesn't show up on the other 2 CL 113 contracts. So let's just kind of watch this thing and see how it plays out. I'm going to blow this chart up again here. Okay. Now, in this case here, you can see that I've caught up right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enable the strategy. I'm going to click accept. Notice this. Notice where the stop went. It went to my original point. The reason it goes to the original point and not to the moving average is originally this is where I set my stop. If I were to move the stop, basically in a nutshell, it just wipes out your money management strategy. So this is going to be a true reflection of your original order. Now let's take a look here. Let's take a look. We'll put the preview button on. Maybe I could tighten my stop up a little bit. Let's try a different MA. Let's try the exponential moving average. I can go ahead and click accept. I wonder if I can get any tighter than that. Let's take a look. We actually could get it tighter. Now with the preview on, let's say, I'm going to disable this real quick. With the preview on, let's say we want to tighten that EMA up. All we've got to do is come here. And as you can see, watch the little hash marks. See how the little hash marks move down? Now, in a case where, let's say maybe we're just going nuts and like an EMA, a 7 EMA, that would be way too tight. If we were to accept this stop right here, we would automatically be taken out. So let's go ahead and we'll make that thing a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click accept. So remember, with the preview button on, you'll be able to see maybe we want to use super trend. We can accept that. We shouldn't get stopped out. Hopefully not anyway. There we have it. How about chandelier? That's another stop that we've added to the new trade manager. So there's another one. We wouldn't get stopped out early in this one. There we go. All right, well, hopefully you guys found this video to be informative. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to email me at ray@realityfuturestrading.com or contact anybody at the Indicator Warehouse team. Just remember, we're dealing with a strategy. This is not an indicator. A strategy is set for each individual chart, as you can see right here, whereas an indicator is global. And again, any questions, please email me at ray@realityfuturestrading.com or contact any of the team members at Indicator Warehouse. Thanks and have a great day.